Okay, let me get this straight. Ryan Coogler made a Southern Gothic rock opera gangster movie about vampires? Dude. What's going on, everybody? It's Zach Conway, back again with another review. And today I'm going to be talking about a movie that this is going to be a very boring review. There's not going to be much yelling or anything of the sorts. I'm just kind of in awe of this one. Ryan Coogler is a filmmaker that I've really liked over the years. And this feels like his, almost like his magnum opus. I've seen that term thrown around a lot in regards to this film, and I have to say I agree. So this movie, goddamn, I have to say, just absolutely, I've been talking for a minute and a half and I haven't even reviewed the movie yet. I'm just congratulations to Ryan Coogler, to Autumn Darrell Arkapaw, to Hannah Beachler, to Ludwig Göransson, just to everybody who worked on this film, because Sinners might just be one of the defining films of the 2020s. I think that when we look back on this decade, we are going to look at Sinners as a cornerstone film, because what Coogler has achieved here is just wow. So this film stars Michael B. Jordan as twin brothers Elijah and Elias, aka Smoke and Stack. They're twin brothers who have left Prohibition-era Chicago to go home to the Mississippi Delta, where they grew up, and they plan on opening a juke joint. And they have a cousin who plays the blues real well. And that is one thing about this film that's not really in the marketing very much, is the fact that this is a movie about the blues. It is the howling guitars and the I just fucking, holy shit, man. This movie is just, I'm just blown away. I've said that a lot, but it's so fucking cool to talk about a movie that I actually want to talk about, and I'm not sitting here yelling into a phone about Minecraft or Captain America 42. And I'm just very appreciative of good films. I'm gonna tread lightly on spoilers for the first half of this, at least. I say first half, I've been talking for almost 3.5 minutes. But so Smoke and Stack, they want to open a juke joint, and the first hour of this movie is them recruiting all of the people that they want to help them run the juke joint, and essentially getting the gang together. And one thing that I really liked about the first hour of this movie is that you almost forget that it's the carnage is going to come, because you are just sucked in with these characters because of Coogler's incredible writing. Now, this film is I've heard Coogler talk about. Now, I'm going to make a slight tangent here, and get your cinephile caps on, motherfuckers. We're getting nerdy. So Coogler has talked a lot about how he shot this film on Ultra Panavision 70 millimeter IMAX. And it made it sound like I combined those two words. He shot it on 65 millimeter film, Ultra Panavision, and then he also shot it on 70 millimeter IMAX film cameras. And this film has done an incredible job at marketing that to the public. There's a video that has gone viral of Ryan Coogler essentially breaking down the different formats in which you can see Sinners. And I just want to talk about the way that this man uses IMAX, and like the way that it almost rivals Christopher Nolan. And Ryan Coogler has talked a lot in the press lead up to this film about how he consulted both Chris and Emma Nolan in the making of this film, to the point that they both get a special thanks mentioned in the credits of it. And I have to say that this IMAX release specifically is probably the best. Like, the way that the frame switches happen and how dynamic they feel, and there's never... One thing I kind of liked is when it went full frame, at least for my... Now, I should also say, I should have said this at the top, I saw this in IMAX 70mm. I live about an hour away from the Colossus Theatre in Vaughan, Ontario, so I was able to see this film on IMAX 70mm, and let me just say, if you live near an IMAX 70mm like projector, or like the capabilities to see this movie in IMAX 70, I recommend it. Please go. Like, right now. Turn the video off, get in your fucking car, and go. Because if you see this movie any other way, and like, I sound pretentious as fuck when I say this, but like, it truly is a completely different version of the film. Now, I have not seen this movie in like a regular theater yet. I actually, funnily enough, have tickets to see it again tomorrow evening. And that's in like a regular format. So maybe I'll make another video talking about the differences between the IMAX version and the regular just 276 the whole time version. And I'm honestly curious to see how that looks from a framing perspective, because there are some shots in the IMAX version of this film that I cannot picture in that kind of very like constricting format, like framing the 276 that the rest of the film is in. So to quickly kind of just drive the people that haven't seen this movie out of here. Quick review is that I fucking loved this movie, and I recommend that you go see it. And if you haven't seen it, please go see it. Like, now. Just get out, like I said, get in your fucking car, go see this movie, and then come back. Because now we're in spoiler territory. I know that I haven't really, other than the kind of basic plot, and I haven't really talked about the performances or anything, but this movie is one of those movies where a lot of the enjoyability of the film is not knowing much of the plot and what is going on, and watching it unfold in front of you is the magic of the film. So I'm just going to kind of, like I said, if you haven't seen the film, please turn this video off. If you have, then stick around and let's talk about it. I'm going to give you people that have not seen the movie, that made me sound so terrible. I'm going to give the people that have not seen the film a minute to turn the video off. And are you still here? If you're still here, I've given you full fucking warning. So spoilers time. Okay, so if you've seen Sinners, then let's talk about it. So, dude, vampires, man. I really, really enjoyed the way that Coogler injected a lot of the modern mythology of vampirism and just kind of gave it his own flair and whatnot. One bit that I want to talk about now that we're in spoilers, there's a sequence where Sammy, aka Preacher Boy, plays a song, and the frame goes full IMAX and the walls of the juke joint drop, and we are immersed in this almost kind of interpretive dance montage art piece style thing, basically like the history of black music and how it's kind of gone from the blues all the way up to modern hip hop. And I have to say, in the hands of any other filmmaker, this would have been the cheesiest, corniest sequence in the whole film. It would have taken me out of it. But the way that Coogler uses the IMAX format, specifically in this scene, took my fucking breath away and is genuinely one of my favorite scenes of the decade, if not probably my favorite. Who knows? If I see this movie again tomorrow night, I could change. But I don't know, man. Wow. Just on that scene alone, I was ready to give this movie a 5 out of 5, but there was still another hour of carnage to come. And I really like the way, I kind of alluded to it in the non-spoiler section, but I really like the way this film builds up the characters with the good writing and then gives you vampires. Now, there's a small coda at the beginning of the film that kind of gives you a general idea of this, like the horror nature of it all. But after that little coda, there's not really a hint of vampires until after the montage that I was talking about. And I just realized I've been talking about this movie for 10 minutes and I haven't really talked about the performances. So I'll just start off by saying Michael B. Jordan is phenomenal in the dual lead roles of Smoke and Stack. There was never a moment where I was like, oh, that's CGI Michael Jordan. And there's no moment where the CGI doesn't look bad. And I honestly really liked that part of it. And then another performer I want to talk about is Miles Catton, who plays Preacher Boy. Holy fucking shit, man. This is his first movie. And the fact that he was able to hold his own, standing next to people like Haley Steinfeld, Michael B. Jordan, Omar Miller, Jack O'Connell, and still be one of the highlights of the film. Wow. I'm just stunned by that. That kid's got a bright future ahead of him. Another performance I want to talk about is Jack O'Connell, who plays Remick, the villain of the film. Now, his performance in this, every performance in this movie rocks. Actually, you know what? The one thing I really, 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 really want to talk about is there's a scene about halfway through this movie in which Jack O'Connell performs the Rocky Road to Dublin, and there's essentially a jigs and reels dance fight, and I just have to say, I fucking levitated out of my seat. One other joke I want to make is that Shameik Moore, we got to make sure that man does not see this movie at all, because if he does, he might crash out. So I didn't realize that a movie could be such so tailor-made for me. Cause this film is just special. And I think that I saw a quote from Ryan Coogler the other day where he was like, I want to make movies that make people feel good when they're in the theater, and I want to make movies that make people feel like they've had a full experience. And I would honestly say that this film achieves that in spades. I'm going to give Sinners 5 out of 5 on my rating scale. This is the best film of the year. I'd even say this is the best film since Oppenheimer, if I'm being 100% honest with you. Yeah, so 5 out of 5. I really, really, really like this one, guys. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next review, which I have no idea what's coming out. I'm sure that there'll be, Last of Us coverage. You'll see Last of Us coverage on Monday morning. All right, see you guys then. Toodles.